All right, so let's take a look at this daily, The Standard today, with a picture of the president walking away. And this is, I don't know, I find it interesting that you could, and it's a very imposing picture of the president facing away towards the new look State House building. So why is he facing away from the rest of us? Why is he facing away from the viewers, from the ones who are consuming this? Against the headline that there's panic in the valley. Yeah. So they say the turnout in Olkalau did more than fill a vacant parliamentary seat. It shook the political bedrock of the Rift Valley. For President William Ruto's inner circle, the by-election result has evolved from a single electoral upset into a political alarm. At the weekend, the president's allies, led by Head of Public Service Felix Koskei, rallied the community to register as voters in large numbers, warning that President Ruto faces what they described as a monumental threat. Yeah, the message was unmistakable. Every new voter card could either reinforce their political base or strengthen the opposition. With the DCP showing the ground is no longer as solid as once thought, the race to register, mobilize and secure every vote has begun, turning the routine exercise of voter registration into the first battleground in the run-up to 2027. And they've done quite some coverage of this, pages 4 and 5, meaning they have a lot to say about what could be happening. And as I earlier told you, it's all about Olkalau. Everyone is changing how they're thinking. All the perceptions that people had politically. I'd seen a lot of content online, people predicting what will happen. And if it doesn't happen, I don't know what will happen next. So kila mtu also, who's here? Unajua kwa comments unaenda alafu mtu ameandika, who's here after the win?
I'm from the future.
So the kind of headlines that we have with the link to what happened in Olkalau. So Olkalau by-election defeat sends Ruto allies back to drawing board, according to the headline. The other one, ODM rules out UDA merger, says it will field its own candidate. Yeah? No, what they're saying simply is that we are not going to merge our parties. We are not going to dissolve ODM. That ODM is still going to be there. We're still talking with UDA. We're going to form a coalition. And we will have to agree on who becomes the presidential candidate, depending on who's a stronger candidate. But you want to quote CS ule wa MSMEs. For Paranya. Yeah. Oburu says, we are not shaken by poll loss. Sasa na ODM haita iko pale. Ule alisema ati alikuwa broad-based candidate. Ule alikuwa candidate wa UDA.
Lakini ODM walikuwa wanamsupport.
Walisikia uchungu hapo.
Hapo naye iliuma.
Wanaambiwa
watilie dawa ipenye.
Now, this other it needs time. It takes time.
It will take time.
Why IEBC should be worried by citizens guard the vote move. You saw what people in Olkalau did.
Yeah.
They say they're guarding the vote and they won't allow any vehicle to get inside or even checking the police cops. Now, this story on page 5 talks about why that could be a problem for IEBC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think now that tells them what to expect. So they are going to be strategic and ahead of time.
Yes.
Of 2027. So they know what to expect from
There's a threat from having so many people outside the polling station. Okay, fine, not really inside. Outside, having a mob there. Remember, if that happens in 290 constituencies, we do not have even enough police to man that. So, hapo kuna shida. Teachers get new salary. This story, I think we'll look at it on a different paper because it's there on the front page of a different paper. Kiambu leaders confront deadly alcohol crisis. It's another story. Yes, so those are just some of the main stories on the front pages of the Standard rather. Back page, we're still talking about the FIFA World Cup after that Spain win. Spain's national team posing there with their trophy upon arrival from the US after winning the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And people are very happy. World Cup heroes Spain return home. And looking at it in numbers, Spain has won this. This is just a second. And their first was in 2010. So they're not doing so bad. So you can read more. You can read more that I'm told they always win by 1-0. But a win is a win.
A win is a win.
Hata wengine wanafunga mabao 6-4. A win is a win. You can read more about this numbers for Spain on the back page of the Standard. Because I know the World Cup fever is yet to go away. Watu bado wanaongea kuhusu kuliendaje. That's the Standard today.
All right. Let's take a look at the Daily Nation now. Untouchables, they call it. 4 days after armed hooded men in flashy vehicles unleashed terror on residents during the Ol Kalou by-election last Thursday, there have been no arrests yet. Police are also yet to summon the registered owners of vehicles captured in the chaotic scenes, including an MP as well as several individuals caught on camera appearing to engage in voter bribery and other electoral offences to record statements. This has raised questions as to whether the latest investigation will stall like over a dozen others involving violent gangs attacking unarmed civilians. Snail's pace, a team from DCI headquarters still waiting for complainants to file reports. So they've named these vehicles here on the front page. They say one is registered as a black Mercedes-Benz wagon ML350, but in Ol Kalou, the same number plate was on a silver Toyota Prado TX. There's also a black Toyota Land Cruiser V8 with armed men, which had been registered under KW 600Q, but a private company says that registration number belongs to its vehicles, a Toyota Probox. There's another one, a white Toyota Harrier bearing the number plate KDX 410K. The vehicle is registered to a company owned by a Pakistani car dealer based in Mombasa. So these are the untouchables, according to the Daily Nation.
Obvious, clear criminality. But CS Murkomen said the DCI have opened a file. That's as far as we've gotten. DCI have opened a file.
Yes.
No arrests, nothing. They've just opened a file.
That story is on page 4. Yes.
We don't know if that file has anything in it.
Lakini file is open.
File imefunguliwa. Alisema musijali, DCI wamefungua file. That's it.
Yeah. Other quick headlines on the front page. DPP on how police officers planned Ojwang's killing. That is a murder trail. State prosecutors have told a court the death of teacher and blogger Albert Ojwang in custody followed assault by police officers who sought to cover up the murder. So murder trial for Albert Ojwang began yesterday.
Wow.
Desperate students pose as orphans to get higher university scholarships. Oh wow, 55% is the percentage of students from the most vulnerable households who receive the highest scholarship allocation, with the government paying more than half of their tuition costs and the balance topped up by loans. So tumefika point in now people have to pretend to at least get something.
And actually, people who are able to pay end up getting a lot of these scholarships. People whose parents or guardians are able to pay end up getting a lot of these scholarships at the cost of those who really need it. Which is unfortunate because there are people who really, really cannot do without these scholarships.
Gachagua to Kindiki's defense in a surprise development. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has vowed to shield his successor Kithure Kindiki from attacks by his political opponents. That's a story.
And that's a very, very telling story.
Mbona
ameambia watu waachane. And he was among the first ones to call him what? Soprano.
Soprano, yes.
Alafu amesema no, now let's stop. Why?
Mount Kenya Unity. Right, on page 2, students kill parents for bigger varsity scholarships. Yes, that's how they put it. On page 2, it's the story of how desperate students are missing out on scholarships. On the back page, bigger, bolder, beautiful bats. This is FIFA World Cup review. Underdogs give established powers run for their money to stake a claim at football's grandest stage. Bigger, bolder, beautiful bat. That is Spain. Wanakapoa? Yes. Here they are.
World Cup is a beautiful tournament, I tell you.
That's the Daily Nation. You have something?
There's something on page 8. Construction of Raila Mausoleum in Bondo, it's finally started. And we have party leader of ODM, Dr. Buro Ginga, joining members of a cultural troupe in a traditional dance yesterday. During yesterday's site handover and groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the Raila Amolo Odinga Mausoleum at Kango Kajaramogi in Bondo, Siaya County. So people have just been visiting the gravesite. Soon enough, it will be a mausoleum. And the rest of the stories there, nothing much. That's a Daily Nation. From the Daily Nation, do we have the Star?
No. Today is
wamechelewa upande ile
a free
ingine.
copy.
Okay. Oh, today is a free copy. So the Star steers clear of a lot of things from Olkalau, like they always do on Tuesday. So today they talk about 100,000 teachers being hired in 3 years. Yeah. And they say 16,000 jobs on the way. That story is on page 4 and 5 of this paper. The investment has created jobs, improved learning outcomes. And counties that received the highest allocations from all those 100,000, basically in Kitui, Kakamega, Bungoma, Nakuru, Machakos, Makueni, Homa Bay, Kisii, Meru, and Narok. So that story is on pages 4 and 5. You can check it out and see if your county benefited from these new jobs created by the government. Away from that, quick highlights here from Owino Uhuru Slum to the front lines of justice, Shipeta and finished journey. That's a feature there. And Raila's traditional bases feel the strain as ODM top leaders focus on Nyanza. And there's always that feeling, yes, that after Raila Odinga left, that side of ODM has focused more on Luo Nyanza. And anyone else who's not there appears like a rebel. In Western, in Kisii, which were ideally ODM bases. There's a lot of focus on Luo Nyanza and a bit of coast. But anyway, walisema walikuwa Olkalau na hakushindwa. Pale juu political backyard and East grips Matiang'i camp as Gusii allies align with Sifuna. Sifuna continues becoming a problem politically for so many different people. In Western Kenya is already a problem. Now, Matiang'i allies in Kisii are saying, hey, huyu amekuja sana. Sifuna. Sisi ndio Sifuna. So this paper, being a Tuesday, is not for sale, and it comes with a complimentary MyGov pullout for government jobs and tenders. So grab yourself a copy of The Star today, which is fresh, independent, different, and definitely free today.
All right, let's take a look at Taifa Leo. Wahuni waheshimiwa wanaita ujahili kwamba baadhi ya washukiwa wa uhuni hasa katika eneo bunge la Olkalau pamoja na magari yao ya kifahari wametajwa, ila vyombo vya usalama vimekaa kitako visichukue hatua yoyote ya kinidhamu dhidi yao. Wizara ya usalama na huduma ya polisi kwa hakika wana maswali ya kujibu. It's the same story on the front page of the Daily Nation. Vidokezo zaidi, pigo la linda mwananchi kwa upinzani, kundi la Sifuna laendelea kunyakua vigogo wa kisiasa wa ODM na upinzani. Albert Ojwang aliuawa akiwa kwa polisi, DPP imesema. Upande wa mashtaka wakanusha kuwa mwalimu huyo alikufa kwa ajali. Ruto arejea nyumbani kujitetea, amepangiwa kutoa ngome yake ya South Rift kufufua ufuasi unaoonekana kudidimia. Habari kamili katika ukurasa wa 3.
Ni habari hiyo ya ngome yake ya bonde la Ufa, because now it takes people back to the by-elections in Emurua Dikir.
Yeah.
Where DCP managed to get 10,000 votes. You know, initially it was dismissed as a non-issue.
Yeah.
10,000 votes, it's okay. But clearly there's a problem.
Yeah.
That such a party, which by then was barely a year old, could go into President William Ruto's backyard and get 10,000 votes.
10,000 is a lot compared to 5,000.
Yes, compared to 5,000.
Yeah.
So if at all UDA could not get, and UDA initially was got about 80% of the vote from Nyandarua and Olkalau. Now they're only getting 5%. Then DCP, on the other hand, a new party, goes to Emurua Dikir and gets 10,000 votes. Clearly there's a problem. So that is the same panic in Rift Valley. Na iko pale wanasemaje wamehitaji kwa Kiswahili?
Rejea nyumbani kujitetea.
Yes. Enough people from Rift Valley had started complaining that, oh, the president doesn't give us as much time as he gives other regions. Or he needs to come back and talk to us. Well, the president is coming. Yes. The other story that I mentioned is what features on both the front pages of the Daily Nation and Taifa Leo about the kind of cars that these people are using, the goons. You know, they used to walk, wanatumia nduthi. Now they have, and they had crude weapons. Now these militias are getting bolder, they're getting fancier, they have bigger cars, newer cars. If you take a look at the number plates, it's KDX, KDW, KD something else. And they have proper guns as well. That's the evolution. And I think one of the cartoons makes reference to that, how they've changed from blunt objects and stones to proper guns.
Interesting. That's Taifa Leo.
Tuangazie gazeti la People Daily, and People Daily has done now an analysis of not President William Ruto. I think a week or two ago, People Daily took quite some time just talking about the kind of generals that President William Ruto has, the kind of CSs he's using for his politics. Now, after that win in Olkalau, they're talking about Gachagua's political generals. And of course, top there, wa kwanza kabisa, ni John Medho. Ule jamaa ameimba huko. I think he's being credited for this win. Everyone is just saying John Medho did this.
Yeah, I think it's understandable.
He did a good
makes
job.
sense, yeah.
Yeah, he was the most visible. I think at some point he was even more visible than the candidate.
Yes.
Yeah. Lakini saa ndevu tu ndo zilikuwa zinafanana. So that is in Nyandarua. He has John Medho. He has Karongo Athangwa from, that's a senator, Kiambu. And then there's Joe Nyoto, Senator Muranga. So it looks like wamejipanga by region, and most of them are senators. Okay, they're fine members of the National Assembly as well. Kamau Murango is from where? Kirinyaga. Yes, he's a senator, Kirinyaga. Jerry Maina, woman rep, Kirinyaga as well. James Gakuya, that's his pointman in Nairobi. Major Donk also from Nairobi. And then Wanjiko Mohia from Nyandarua as well.
Nyandarua?
It's still in Nyandarua. Kipipiri is a constituency within Nyandarua. So these are the main people, and they were very much involved in the campaigns. You can read more about them on page 4. But of course, the one that really stands out is John Medho, the senator for Nyandarua. The choice of young people led by Medho and his team was brilliant. This is according to analyst Professor Gitile Naituli. Away from matters regarding Gachagua's politics, William Ruto is up there. Ruto's camp is imploding as allies turn on each other. Now, this is another angle to this story, and it's on page 7, that even as the president feels the pressure to go back and consolidate his political base, which is the Rift Valley, interestingly, the main people who are fighting each other are from the Rift Valley. Leaders within UDA having funny exchanges. You've heard of Nandi Senator Cherargei fighting CS Murkomen constantly. Those two don't like each other. And others, because they're fighting for the supremacy and succession battle once President Ruto leaves, who becomes the next kingpin of the Rift Valley. How Janet Ongera plans to stage a stunning political comeback in Kisii. Janet Ongera used to be a big name. She used to be in charge of, she was chief executive officer of ODM at some point. Yeah. All right, so that's the People Daily.
All right,
People and Politics.
Business Daily now. CAK probes supermarkets over misleading price tags, and that is the Competition Authority of Kenya. We have Naivas, Carrefour, Quickmart in price breach inquiry. Watchdog forces retailers to refund overcharged users.
You know what they do?
Yes.
Huh? So they go and put, see, there's always a price tag there. So they put another big one saying big discount.
Yeah.
But it's the same price. So if you look inside, you realize there's nothing that has changed.
Yeah. Ukifungua hapo chini.
Yes, it's the same amount. Yeah?
There's a hidden price there.
So they're saying that is actually illegal. They shouldn't do it.
Yeah. So ukiwapata, you sue. Promotion of products in select supermarkets. We have Carrefour Kenya featured the highest share of healthy items. And this story is on page 2. Very interesting read. Kenya drops US farm plans fall-in Nairobi Mombasa Road. That's another one on page 2. On the Thika Court rejects 438% interest on digital loan, and dealmaker Kenny owner of farm that bought Nabo Capital. That's the Business Daily.
All right, let's cross the borders now and take a look at what's headlining in Uganda and Tanzania. In Uganda, they're very slow. So we have this paper from yesterday, the New Vision. They are mourning the death of a senior military officer. He's called Moses Ali, and that's the main headline. Moses Ali, cabinet to honor general. He was a general in the RPM, what is it called, NRM, and my NPF. West Nile mourns. Muslims hold special prayers as family and times. Family speaks out, tributes pour in. So this must be a big general in Uganda who has passed on. And that's the only story I can see on the front page of this paper. We go to Tanzania. We start off with a citizen. Inside Samia's plan to turn Kigoma into logistics hub. Kigoma, ay Kigoma we. And it's like most of the artists in Tanzania come from Kigoma. Hiyo ni ile bara. Speaking during the launch of the construction of standard gauge railway linking Kigoma and Tabora, the president said this is the beginning of new trade and investment opportunities in Kigoma. There's also a story on divorce, life after divorce, how to pick up the pieces and move on. That's on the front page. Kenya huwezi pata story kama hiyo kwa front page. We're just different. It's not that we don't divorce, but we don't put such stories on the front pages.
The Star wanatuwekeanga fresh independent different.
Umeiona wapi?
Wanatuwekeanga ni wenye labda right now maybe you guys are not divorcing as much.
Oh really? I think it's actually the other way around. People are really going their separate ways.
Okay.
And doing so noisily. Gazeti la Mwananchi, tukisalia kule Bongo, wahitimu wa vyuo na maisha halisi mtaani. Wanafunzi wa vyuo vikuu na vya kati wako wanafanya mitihani ya mwisho kabla ya kuhitimu. Matumaini ya wengi ni kupata kazi nzuri na kukua kiuchumi. Hata hivyo, haya ndio yanayowasubiri. Magumu yanayowasubiri kule nje ni mengi na wameangazia pale kwenye ukurasa wa mbele. Na masuala ya Kigoma, Samia kuifanya Kigoma kitovu cha biashara. Ni habari nyingine pale. Remember that Samia is from the island, Zanzibar. And analysts in Tanzania are always saying the way her position even as president is very tricky. Because mostly presidents in Tanzania come from mainland Tanganyika. Now, you can see she's focusing on mainland, Kigoma. Inasema kitu. Mwananchi. Hayo ndo magazeti ya humu nchini na pia kanda ya kuitwaje huko Afrika Mashariki. Let's come back home and take a look at the caricatures